Okay, so I finally got my super switcher boards back after what seemed like forever, waiting for them to get past customs, which took about 5 weeks in the end, and I got them assembled last night and tested, and just tweaking and refining the code. This is the new board design. It's not really too much smaller than the original. I was able to shave a couple of millimeters off and just change a few things that I didn't like about it, and just also some additions to the code, so that the aux servo output, which was for a 2-speed transmission servo, is now set up for a 3-speed. So all in all, it's pretty much the same as my 5-channel on-off switch I did, but with the addition of the servo for transmission control on one output and winch control on another, and still, as with the simple switcher, just from one aux channel on the radio. So what I've set up here is I've got all 5 outputs plugged up with satellites there, 3 of my smaller little light bars there, another set there, transmission servo and the winch, so that's 7 things in total I'm controlling with one channel. Just more to also show the changes made to the transmission servo. Potentiometers on the board there to set the servo travel direction and endpoints for the servo you're using. So if you set it up for a 3-speed and 2-speed first, just set the endpoints for 1st and 3rd gear, or 1st and and then, as far as I can tell from the Tamiya manuals, or at least the way they make it seem, that 2nd gear would be exactly halfway on the servo travel between 1st and 3rd, so that should essentially work out, because that's how that has been set up to find 2nd gear. So there's one set of lights, 2, 3, 4, and so all 5 outputs turned on from one channel. If we turn them off, and if we now go to transmission servo, should be set up for a 2-speed at the moment. So for a standard 2-speed transmission, then that'll work there for you. And if you're going to change over to a 3-speed, it's just a case of holding the push button when you apply power, and it'll visually tell you what setting you've got changed to with the LEDs there when you change it over. If you change into a 2-speed, then channel 1 and channel 2 LEDs will flash to indicate 2-speed setting, and if you're going for a 3-speed, same, except it'll be channel 1, channel 2 and channel 3 LEDs. Once you change the setting over, then it will store that on the chip's memory and just keep using that setting until you change it again. So okay, so we're done there for 3-speed now. So then when we operate our servo, if I just go to the channel, we should now have 3-speed. And if you need to fine tune it, you can still use the potentiometers on the board there to set the endpoints, which relate to 1st and 3rd gear, and middle for 2nd gear should be 50% between those two, so it should set up pretty good. And lastly, of course, still able to use our winch. So yeah, makes it pretty easy there. Only got 1 or 2 spare channels. You want to run a winch, you want to run a transmission servo, and have the ability to switch 5 other circuits on and off. Yeah, it seems to be doing pretty good. I'm just going to see if I can tinker with the code some more and maybe put an option in for the menu to set which gear you want it to default to. Whenever you turn it on, at the moment it will default to whatever the position for the potentiometer marked 1 on the board is. So you can either set that for 1st or 3rd gear, and then Obviously that's sort of, if you want to start in second, then there's no option for that at the moment, so I'm just going to tinker with the code and change that. But that's that for now.